GM folks, please guys, let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to today's live stream. Please guys, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Just send a message to the chat section to indicate that you can hear me. Okay, Olu, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining me guys. Um I would say throughout last week it's been a very insightful, week with all our live streams, and I'm sure you guys are learning a lot. I think with the two live streams, we've talked about the basics of technical analysis. We talked about, developing a trading strategy, and today we'll practically be talking about, becoming a successful trader. Okay, so the topic is who is a successful trader? Because you see, trading is one of the recognized skill in the financial market today, and a lot of folks out there are aspiring to be successful with this skill. It hasn't been easy actually, but it's something that has been in the mind of a lot of traders, a lot of folks who are aiming to become successful with this skill, and they're like, can I really become successful at trading? Can I really become successful at trading? So we'll basically be talking about that in today's class. So I'm gonna list out a couple of things that has to do with a successful trader. So when we talk about a successful trader, okay, we've said that a successful trader is someone who is consistently, you know, generating profits over time from trading the financial markets, whether stocks, whether forex, whether futures, whether commodities or derivative, as we'll call it. Okay, it's someone who is constantly generating profits from these markets while effectively managing their risk. Okay, so success in trading isn't just about making one big profit in one trade. No, okay, it's about maintaining a disciplined and strategic approach that results in long-term gains. Because more people believe that a profitable trader is one who just makes a whole lot of money from a single trade and all of that. But it's obvious that such a person is also open to lose all of that money in another trade. Okay, so that is basically what we mean by someone being successful with trading. So, like I said earlier, A successful trader is someone who consistently generates profits over time from the financial markets, from trading, in the financial markets. I've mentioned all the financial markets we all know of, but what actually makes this person profitable is the fact that they, effectively manage their risk. And you should also know that success in trading isn't just about making one big profit in a single trade, but it's about maintaining the discipline and the strategic approach that results in your long term gain and growth as a trader. So, success in trading, isn't something that happens overnight because I've seen a lot of newbies, when they see all these guys on Twitter, they see all these guys on Facebook flashing their luxurious lifestyle, their cars, their house, and clothes, shopping, vacation, and all of that. And they just tell themselves that, wow, these people are successful. These people are making a lot of money. And with that mindset, you see them, they get into trading. Now, they don't get into trading because they want to treat it as a skill or as a business. They are in for the lifestyle, they are in for the money. Yes, it's part of it, guys. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't be your original motive. Okay, that shouldn't be your original motive. Like getting into trading. So, having said that, okay, now you see these people when they've seen all of those lifestyle of successful traders on the media platform. When they are now trading, you see them portraying greed. You see them portraying, no good risk management. You see them portraying FOMO. They don't analyze a chart properly before they take a trade. You see them doing the wrong thing, and at the end of the day, they get wrecked and they come out to tell you that trading is a scam, that you can't really be successful with trading, but that's not true. The whole thing there is that they had the wrong approach towards trading. They had the wrong approach towards trading. So, if I can ask a quick question, Olu, and I don't know who else is here with me, why do you actually want to become a trader? That's a big question. Why do you want to become a trader? Because you see, before you get into any field of work, before you take up any career or any skill or any job or business, it's important for you to understand why you're actually getting into it, why you're starting it in the first place, because that why becomes your guide in the long run. It becomes something that will stand as your anchor in times when you feel like giving up. But when you get into trading without a purpose, you see that at the end of the day, you're open to give up. And when you see some other people who are successful, you'll be like, oh, I don't believe it, it's all a scam and all of that. So this is more like a big question for you. Why do you want to become a trader, or why are you trading? I would like to hear from you, Olu, and whoever is here on the live stream with me. I would like to hear from you guys. Why do you want to become a trader, or why are you trading? Because it's a question you need to ask yourself. Okay, if you're unable to define why you're actually trading or why you want to become a trader, then you practically shouldn't be doing anything with trading, because knowing why you're trading is what's going to keep you in the long run. It's what's going to help you skate through all those difficult times you're going to experience in your learning phase. So the question is open to you all. You can reply on the chat section. Why are you a trader? Okay, or why are you trading? Today's live stream is more of like an interactive session where we'll ask questions and answer, share our insights and all of that, because the topic says it all. We're talking about who is a successful trader. So the first question is, why do you want to trade, or why are you trading? So I would like to hear from you guys. Feel free to use the chat section, since I can't hear you. We're on YouTube and you know how it goes down here. So let me hear from you guys, Olu, and whoever is here on the live stream with me. I really can't see you already. So tell me, guys, why are you trading, or why do you want to become a trader? Share your thoughts with me, guys. I'm open for it. Go ahead, I'm listening. Use the chat box to, type. Yes, yes. I'm sure you all can hear me. Okay, okay. Olu said, I want to be financially stable. Yes, financial stability is one of the goal of many aspiring traders I've come across, because in this part of the world, being Africa, precisely Nigeria, you know, life is kind of like not very fair with the economic situation and a whole lot of things happening around there. You guys know what's up, okay? So it's basically about being stable financially, okay? But one thing I should tell you, although, is why having that mindset of being financially stable with the skill of trading, also pull yourself together not to be in a hurry to achieve that, because that is where most traders get it wrong. They tell themselves, I want to be financially free, I want to have the luxury cars, the house, and all of that, being able to help my family. I want to feel alive, I want to experience life to the fullest, okay? It's quite okay. But while you're in your learning phase, while you're in that phase where you need to build a skill, get disciplined, build your emotions, build your risk management strategy, build your tolerance towards the market, and all of that, it's also important for you to take it easy. Don't be in a rush, because when you're in a rush, you see yourself risking too big, okay, risking more than you can afford to lose. Because I've seen some traders who tell me, bro, I want to be financially free with the scale of trading, I believe this skill can make me rich. And I'm like, yo man, I believe you, you're absolutely true, you can be free financially with the skill of trading. And you see, with that mindset, off about technical analysis and they go to any financial market, forex, crypto indices, or whatever you call it, and they are taking a trade based on the fact they have just known a little thing about technical analysis. You see that whole mindset of I want to be financially free is going to be in front of them, and when they risk more than they can afford to lose. Like, they risk unnecessarily, and at the end of the day, the trade goes bad, and you see them depressed, and they now ask themselves a question: Can I really be financially free with this skill? So while you're having that mindset of being financially stable with the skill of trading, try to tame that mindset as well, not to affect your trading lifestyle. So Daki said, I trade because I want to change my life. Yes, sir, Daki, I agree with you, man. That's actually why I got into trading as well. I really want to change my life because, uh, we all know what's up already, man. Like, we want to experience life to the fullest. We want to have all the good things that life has for us, okay? That's healthy lifestyle, that luxury. Apart from that, good relationship, good connections, giving yourself some nice treats, businesses, establishments, having your own company. There's a lot of dreams around trading, okay? So I believe that, yes, you know trading is basically to change your life. We all know what's going on in our life, and if you're coming into trading, it's basically to change your life. So generally, we all have a lot of reason why we want to trade, but at the same time, do not let your reason overshadow your growth. Okay, because that stage why you're growing with your trading skills and all of that is a stage where you need to be very cautious, not to let your reason of trading ride you through. But I always say that as a trader, while you're in that learning phase, despite you knowing the reason why you're in trading and you're doing the right thing, managing your risk and all of that, you should know when to step up your game. I tell my folks, if when you started trading, you risk, let's say, $10 per trade, and then you see that you've been able to grow your portfolio over time, and now you're making money in thousands of dollars, you should learn to increase a little bit. At least at that point, you have that emotional capacity to carry a loss. And basically, you should still be trading with what you can afford to lose and all of that. But you should learn to step up your game. Okay, I know one of my folks. He used to risk around $2 per trade and all of that. But I can tell you something, that currently that guy risks around 5K, 6K on a single trade. So it happens. The thing is, while you grow, you advance in everything. Just that while you advance, still stay disciplined so you don't hurt yourself or you don't lose all you've worked for over the years. Um, Mr. Henry Michael said, to perfect my skills and break out of poverty. Actually, I agree with you. So the thing is, mastering the skill of trading is something that every trader should take seriously. You see, in this field of trading, most people who have come across are likely to be in the situation whereby they learn a little about technical analysis. They just learn market structure, trend lines, order block, and a few things, and they be like, "Yeah, man, I know what I'm doing. I can trade now." They hop on the chart, they trade, and it goes the wrong way, and they start questioning themselves: Is it that this strategy doesn't work? Is it that I'm doing the wrong thing or stuff like that? Let me tell you something. Before I started trading confidently, I went through a few phases, and I'm going to mention that phases for you. Number one was that when I actually started trading, okay, I would run to YouTube, I would go to Twitter, I would go to a lot of social media platforms, and I see traders. This one is trading SMC, this one is trading ICT, this one is trading the chart pattern, this one is trading with indicators and all of that. And I'll just learn from this one, and I'll be like, man, I know what I'm doing. I have to fund my account. This strategy is a killer. It's 100% win rate. And guess what? I hop onto the chart with that strategy, and boom, it hits my stop loss. I lose all the money. I'm gonna go back again to my business, trying to get more capital to trade again. So I was running from one strategy to the other because when I try out a strategy, it fails me and I feel like it doesn't work. So I blew a lot of money while chasing, strategies and all of that. So at some point, I told myself, what's the right approach towards trading? Like, what do I really need to do to get this trading thing right? Then I said, okay, I need to find a strategy. I need to build, on my confidence on that strategy. I need to validate this strategy. I need to know the effectiveness of this strategy. I need to know the win rate of this strategy and all of that. And it didn't just end there. I went ahead to get a mentor. That is what most traders lack: mentorship. You believe that what you see on YouTube, what you see on Facebook is enough for you to become successful at trading. Yes, in most cases it works, but I will tell you something: that a mentor plays a major role in your life. Why does a mentor play a major role in your life? Because they've been through all those phases you're currently in right now that makes you feel discouraged, makes you feel tired, and doubts if you can actually make it in trading. Now, a mentor has been able to pass through those phases, has been able to develop a strategy that works, has been able to, become profitable, become successful, so they can easily impact that into you by following same steps. Okay, so that's what a mentor does, and a mentor guides you. He looks out or towards your growth and advancement with everything you've been taught. He watches you, he pampers you, he like grooms you to become like him or more better than him. That's what a mentor does for you. So mentorship is something you should take seriously. Mentorship is something you should take seriously, because I was failing with my trading career. I was losing a lot of money, blowing accounts from my business, and all of that. And when I got a mentor, the game changed for me. I was able to scale through, you know, I was now able to have a study curriculum that I followed, and I show my results to him, I show my mistakes and everything. And over time, I became even better than I thought I would have been. So that is what trading is about. And another challenge was that when I started developing a strategy that works, okay, what I now do is that I cut my winners short and I close my losing trades too early. Now, how it happens is that whenever I take a trade, let's say I'm entering from a fair value gap, an order block, or let's call it a support or demand zone, support or resistance zone, or supply and demand zone. If I'm taking a trade from any of those areas, let's say I'm taking a trade from demand up to supply zone. Now, when I take that trade and it triggers my entry and starts going up gradually, 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 and I'll be like, wow, this trade is moving well. You see, I'll rush to take profits and maybe close out of the trade entirely, okay, because I'm scared that maybe this trade might reverse and take me out. But while doing that, I noticed that it was not about risk management. Now, let me tell you one thing: that most traders hide their fear under risk management. They tell you, I'm managing my risk, but on the other way around, they're actually fearful. So I realized that it was not about me managing my risk, it was fear, doing all of that, because at the end of the day, those trades that I cut short tend to hit my take profit. Okay, now let's go to the losing trades. When I take a trade and let's say it gets to my entry and start consolidating around my entry, I'll be like, whoa, man, this guy is gonna hit my stop loss. This guy's gonna take me out, and I close the trade. Guess what? I'm gonna come back to that chart a few hours later or a few days later, and I'll see that the trade finally went to my direction. Now that is to tell you that it's where fear comes in, and I know a lot of you are battling with it, but you can actually overcome it. Okay, Now, how I was able to scale through was I started risking what I could afford to lose. I just make sure my setup is okay. There's a lot of validation around my setup, a lot of confirmation, higher time frame, lower time frame, and all of that. And I take the trade, I risk what I can afford to lose, and I let the trade run. Even I went as far as letting my trade run from entry to TP without moving my entry to stop loss, break even or nothing. I tried it a couple of times and I was able to develop that confidence on my setup, to develop that trust on my setup. So what does that actually tell you? It tells you that fear most times can hide under risk management and you think you're managing your risk, rather you're being afraid. And that's actually going to limit your growth to success in trading. So what am I trying to say in essence? What I'm trying to say is that while in this phase where you're trying to outgrow, to master your skills and all of that, mastering the skill of trading has to do with a lot. It has to do with a lot, guys. Don't let anybody deceive you. It has to do with a lot. But most importantly, it comes around having a mentor, having a strategy that works, having a good risk management plan. Always be confident with your setup. Don't cut your winners short. Don't close your trades too early. Know when to enter and exit your trade. And make sure your psychology is in check. Know some fundamental analysis, and also have a long time mindset. Okay, learn how to manage your portfolio very well to achieve a long term growth. So there is a lot around mastering your skills. Okay, just like Henry said, he's trying to perfect his skill to break out of poverty. So this skill can actually help you break out of poverty. Do you know why I said that? If I should share my chart across various asset classes, because I trade both forex, crypto, and all of that, and if you guys noticed earlier, BTC has been bearish over the weekend until this new week where we saw some new recovery. Now, do you know that a lot of folks made millions, thousands from that drop? Okay, that is what futures trading is about. That's why it's very unique. I call it a blessing in this space. Now think of it, some people who are investors are seeing the dip in BTC or the bearish move on BTC as an opportunity to buy more. Okay, while traders are seeing it as an opportunity to open more sell positions and make some money for themselves. Okay, so for me it was a beautiful weekend on BTC, and I was confident with my trades, made some losses, made more profits. That's what trading is about, because there's no strategy that's a holy grail. You make losses, you make profit. Just make sure that your wins are more than your losses. So that's what it is about, perfecting your skill. A lot has to do with perfecting your skill, Henry. And this is why, taking up our course is something that would groom you into becoming successful, where you now have a mentor, you have a tutor who is going to guide you, build that strategy that works, put your psychology, put a lot of things together for you, and look at it. It's a 1 year mentorship, bro. It's a 1 year subscription. It's a lot. It's a lot already. So, Henry, I hope I answered you there. I perfectly agree with you, man. It's to perfect the skill and break out of poverty. That's why I'm in this game, because I want to get some Ferrari for myself. Some Bentley and some Bugatti. We need those, a nice sound from the exhaust, and make you feel like, yeah, man, I made it. But that's not just the only goal. It has to do with a lot, business wise and all of that. Yeah, man, I get you. I get you, bro. So, Faith said, I'm trading because I have passion for this financial tech skill. Yes. Passion is another thing you need to have as a trader, because when you're in trading and you have no passion for it, during the days when you're on your losing streak, you're going to be very discouraged. Now, let me tell you something. I started my chart one day during my early stage of trading, and I lost, I think it was around $400 on a single trade. And that money was just the money I realized from my small business as of then for the month. And I wanted to flip it with trading. I lost that money sitting down in my office looking at the chart, how that candlestick bust through my stop loss. I was like, man, are you sure I'm really going to make it with this skill? Like, I needed to ask myself that question. But you know what? At the end of the day, because I had the passion for it, because I had that desire to trade, okay, to make a living from trading, to make a life from trading, I never gave up. Okay, that month was kind of tough for me dealing with business, but I had to bounce back, funded my account again, I was trading, and guess what? I blew it again, but I never gave up. I blew so many accounts, guys. It's been a long way, but looking at myself today, being able to take trades and make crazy wins is something encouraging, and it's something you too can do. It's something you can become. Let me tell you something, guys. You can make crazy money from trading. Imagine a skill that you just sit in the comfort of your home, look at the chart, do the right thing, be in the right state of mind, emotion, psychology, and all of that, and you make crazy money for yourself. Imagine, let's say you see a 3x trade or a 5x trade. Okay, now let's bring it to Nigeria now. The average Nigerian, I think, earns at least, let's say, $100 a month or more, or less, depending on the sector you're working in or field, whether you're self-employed or anything. And now, imagine you take a trade, let's say a 3x trade, and you risk $100 on that trade and you made $300. Now, let's say you took two trades in a day and you won those two trades, you made $600. Let's say you won one and you lost one, you still made money. Now, if you're very buoyant enough and you have a huge capital and you risk, let's say, $200, $300, even $1,000, you're up a whole lot of money. My friend who trades forex and futures sent me a P&L just yesterday, and he was telling me, bro, I took this trade of BTC over the weekend and I'm up crazy profits. Okay, and he sent me another trade on forex where he held that trade for over 1 week because it was a swing trade, and he risked a lot on it and it's up crazy profit around $10,000 or so. So what am I trying to tell you? Trading is a real skill. It's a skill that can actually change your life. Just that you need to perfect that skill. Okay, you need to have that mindset, and overall you need to also have capital, because capital is another thing that's going to balance the whole success story and all of it. So most importantly, I tell traders that while you're trading, while you're trying to make a life from trading, don't just depend on trading to settle your small bills. Let's say your house rent, your this, your that. Trading can actually do it, but when you pressure all of that on trading, it makes you FOMO most times. It makes you take setups that are not there. It makes you portray greed and fear most times. So I believe trading, and becoming successful with trading is something that happens gradually. It doesn't happen all at once. And most importantly, get a job, get a skill, get something outside trading that generates money for you, so that in case of anything, you can have something to fall back on and you can have something to fund you and get you going. So Faith said, you made mention of mentorship. As a trader, do I need online mentor or offline mentor? Now, mentorship does not matter how you take it. It's not about online, it's not about offline, because if you have a mentor, even in the physical aspect, he wouldn't come to your house every day. You wouldn't meet him every day because he basically has other activities he's engaged in. So I think it doesn't matter how you have that mentor, whether online or offline. The thing is having a dedicated mentor, having a mentor who takes you seriously, who cares about your growth, who is always there to guide you, who is always there to pull you through, like walk you through every step that you need to become successful. Because a mentor plays a huge role in your life, guys. Don't let anyone deceive you that you can do it all on your own. Yes, you can, but a mentor makes your journey more easier, and he does a lot of work in you that helps you come out profitable, that helps you come out solid. Okay, so faith mentorship is not about online or offline. However you get that mentorship, just be sure that your mentor is there for you, to guide you, to check up on you, to help you, work on yourself, your psychology, and all of that, to encourage you, to help you advance, to help you grow, and most importantly, help you become successful and profitable. And that's what we're offering. Okay, our mentorship is something that it's really gonna help you. Okay, it's something that's gonna help you skate through in becoming successful, guys, because truly one can be successful through trading. Okay, so just to wrap it up, what are the key traits of a successful trader? I've mentioned a couple of them, but I'll recap on each. Number one is discipline. You have to follow a clear plan and avoid emotional decisions. Another one is risk management. Protect your capital, guys. Protecting your capital is something you should take seriously. It should be your priority. Always use stop losses. Make sure you have a good position sizing and learn to diversify your portfolio. Just like me in futures trading, when I make money from my futures trading, what do? I buy some portion of BTC. Okay, that's diversification because I know BTC has a future growth, a long term growth. So I reinvest in BTC and use the remaining and continue my futures journey and all of that. So number one, discipline, follow a clear plan and avoid emotional decisions. Have a good risk management strategy. Always protect your capital. You know how to do it. Use stop loss, position sizing, and learn to diversify. Another one is have that consistency mindset. Okay, trades based on tested strategy rather than impulse or hype. You must take trades based on tested strategies that have been proven to work. How do you know they work? You back test. Most of you don't even back test. Let me tell you something. Before I started trading a live account, I took 100 trades on a demo account. 100 trades on a demo account. And not just that, I traded my demo account for months. Okay, so some people be like, is there any difference trading demo account or trading a live account? Okay, so I want you guys to answer this. What do you think about backtesting? And what do you think about demo trading? Let me hear from you. What do you think about backtesting? And what do you think about demo trading? Do you think it doesn't make you see the real thing in trading? I want to know the difference between backtesting, demo trading, and real life trading, where you risk real money. Let me hear from you folks. What's your thoughts on backtesting, demo trading? How do you see that, and what is the difference you've noticed with live trading? I want to hear from you, Olu, Mr. Daki, Mr. Henry, Faith. Emotions is the difference. Yes, I agree with you that emotions is the difference. But as a beginner, it's your starting point. Okay. I know emotions is the difference because when you're taking a live trade, you're risking real money now. So, you know, I used to just with my man most times and I tell him, bro, sometimes regardless of how much we say we're risking what we can afford to lose, nobody really wants to lose. Mr. Henry, is that right? Nobody really wants to lose, right? Olu, Mr. Dake, I'm sure you all can hear me. Nobody wants to lose, okay? But the truth about life is you must lose to gain. Okay, it's just like an investment. There are losses, there are wins. So you should just be ready for it. Just make sure your loss is something you can carry, it's something you can bear. Okay, for me, I risk the same amount on every setup. I don't see any setup as better than the others. Okay, yes, I have my risk entries, my confirmation entries, and all of that. But the truth is that I always manage my risk. So yes, guys, nobody wants to risk, nobody wants to lose. But at the end of the day, the game is what it is. It has a price. Okay, it has a rule. So there must be something at stake for you to win. Just make sure it's something you can afford to lose. So that is it, guys. Talking about the key traits of a successful trader, I've talked about discipline, risk management, consistency, and then adaptability. You must adjust to changing market conditions and learn continuously. That's another thing. Now, you know, it's important for you as a trader to have a trading strategy that works in every market condition. Okay, in every market condition, have an approach towards the market that works in every market condition. That's one thing you should learn. Just like in crypto, we have the bull season and the bear season. And we know that the bull season is when all of these coins are pumping and all of that. I know that this current bull cycle has been a bit tricky, but I know the best is yet to come. So at the end of the day, we're going to gnash our teeth with all of those dips in our portfolio. But while that happens, let's keep making some money with futures while anticipating for the alt season. So what I'm trying to say about like adapting to changing market conditions is about learning how to trade in the bull cycle and the bear cycle and all of that. I know someone who told me once it's bad season, I'm gonna short BTC all the way down. I'm gonna short this all the way down. Yes, you can short, but the question is, how do you enter? How do you exit? Because at that time, there's some kind of volatility in the market and all of that. So just make sure your skill can carry those market conditions. Yes, faith, emotion is the difference between demo trading and live trading. Emotions is the big difference there. But at the end of the day, demo trading actually helps you to see the effectiveness of your strategy, to see your win rates, and also make you validate that strategy as something you can hedge onto while risking your money in the real life market. So another one is patience. Wait for high probability setups rather than forcing trades. wait for high probability setups rather than forcing trades. Okay, don't force a trade. Always wait for your setup. I know some traders who trade breakout and retest, and when the breakout occurs, they don't wait for the retest. They just take the trades like that. So always learn to wait for your setup before taking your trade. Okay, guys, it's been a very lovely session already. Let's look at the chart to see what we'll have today. Okay, so this is my chart on Fatcoin. It's a free X trade. So I caught this trade over the weekend, and uh, it's something that's likely to play out. So with my trading strategy, there's something I call the fifth touch breakout rule. Okay. So now you can see the resistance trend line on this bearish move. This is the first touch, the second touch, the third touch, and the fourth touch. I'm sure you all can see my screen. And then you can see how the fifth touch broke out of that trend line. Okay. So at this point, this is a market structure shift. MMS. So there's a market structure shift there. And then this other block here is very valid. This other block here is this. Take out this um, internal range liquidity, tap into my other block, and then give me a buy. So it's a 3x trade, guys. It's a 3x trade. So you can go to Fatcoin or 1 hour time frame, look at your chart as well. If it's something that corresponds with your trading pattern and all of that, then you're good to go. You're good to go. So on BTC, I have an entry on the 1 hour time frame for BTC. So let me show you what BTC did over the weekend on the 4 hours time frame. Let me show you. This is why higher time frame confirmations are very, very good. Now you can see something that happened on BTC. I'm sure you all can see my chart with what I call the fifth rule, the fifth touch breakout rule. So you can see this is the first touch here, this is the second touch, the third touch, and this was the fourth touch here on BTC. And what did you see on the 4 hours time frame? After the fourth touch, the fifth touch gave us a breakout. So this was where I started taking my sell of BTC throughout last week. Though I caught some buys on the lower time frame, some hit stop loss, but more hit my take profit. So this was what BTC did. You all know that whenever there's a break, price comes back. But don't get me wrong, the retest most times occurs first on the trend line. It occurs first on the trend line before the other block that caused the breakout. So this was the breakout, the retest, and market came down. But this other come back to it and give us that final sale. So currently BTC is rebounding from this point, but I saw the rebound on the 1 day time frame. So on the 1 day time frame, I see BTC reacting from this breaker block. Okay. So how did I know BTC was going to come back up? Very simple. I saw this liquidity here, this double bottom liquidity here on the 1 day time frame. When I saw this double bottom liquidity on the 1 day time frame, I used this breaker block here, this very breaker block here. So I use this breaker block here, and you can see BTC tapped into it and gave me, a sell rejection candle, which is an indication that the buyers are stepping in. So I quickly went to the 4 hours time frame, sorry, the 1 hour time frame to look for a quick scalp. To look for a quick scalp. Already on the 30 minutes time frame, I actually took a trade. No, I think it was 15 minutes. Sorry. Now you can see this area here where I highlighted. This place was where I took a trade. So this was how I took that trade. It was actually around a 5x trade. So BTC gave me a breakup structure, which is okay, which reacted from a breaker block. So I came down to 4 hours and I came to 15 minutes to take an entry, knowing that the buyers are now stepping in after the massive sell throughout last week. So on 15 minutes, I saw price breaks record. It hit my stop loss. Okay, it hit my stop loss. When it hit my stop loss, I knew that price has tapped into a higher time frame key level, which is a demand zone, and buyers are going to step up. So I waited for it, and price came back. We tested on this other block that failed and gave me a buy. Other block that failed is what I call my QMR and stuff like that. So here was the MMS. So the MMS occurred here, and that was how I took this trade. I took this trade from here, and my target was just here. My target was here as this at this breaker block here. This was where I stopped my take profit. So I took that trade like this, just having my stop loss below here. and then I targeted here. Okay, you can see I'm right. It was a 5x trade. So that's it, guys. That was how I took the trade. So we're gonna see like more buys on BTC this month, this week, but be careful, guys. You see what's happening with the war in Iran and Israel and all of that. So they are likely to affect the market. But overall, BTC is short and bearish. So have that in mind. So be careful of how you look for longs, okay? So at this zone, this is a resistance zone on BTC. That's where I placed my target here. As I took this, I'm taking a new entry on BTC on the 1 hour time frame. So this is what my setup looks like. Okay, so this area here, this very order block, tiny but very potentials there. I'm expecting price to give me this on BTC on the 1 hour time frame, more like the bullish continue than in this trade. Fatcoin, BTC, and then another one is on Solana. I have another setup on Solana too. I have another setup on Solana. So I'm expecting price to give me the pullback, take out this internal liquidity, tap into the other block, come here, give me a little sell, and then boom, we'll continue. So that is it, guys. You can go on your charts, look out for these trades, okay? Look out for these trades, and then feel free to take them. If you need the entries, okay, I'm gonna drop the entries. But guys, it's not a financial advice, please. It's not a financial advice, okay? It's not the must that you take these trades. If you're gonna take them, make sure you look at the strategy you trade with, look at your approach, and see if it aligns with it. If it's something you like trading, go ahead, but make sure you manage your risk, okay? Make sure you manage your risk, please. Don't say, because Marv gave out this setup, I'm gonna take. No, that's something most newbies get wrong. The trade is still likely to hit your stop loss, but just that my general view is coming from a higher time frame confirmation, and based on the strategy I trade, based on my approach with my indicators and a whole lot of things, I'm seeing a potential short-term buy on BTC, which is why I'm taking this position. So if you need the entries, indicate, guys. I'm gonna drop them so you can, do what you want to do with it. But it's not a financial advice. Please manage your risk. Manage your risk, guys. So that is it on today's live stream. Any questions? I'm open to a few questions before I call it a day on today's live stream. Any questions? Yes, Olu, I can hear you. Trading with demo accounts, doesn't come with emotion because it's not your money, so you're not gonna feel bad. So, but it helps you look out for the validity of your strategy, effectiveness of that strategy. Okay. So, any question, guys? I'm open to questions. Any questions before we wrap up today's live stream? Any question, guys? Any questions? If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any question, guys, let me know. Okay, in the absence of no question, it's been a great live stream. Thank you guys for. Okay, Faith, go ahead with your question, please. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay, Faith, I'm waiting. If you have a question, let me know, please. But in the absence of no question, then we'll call it today. Okay, Faith said, please, does break of structure that occurs with a week counts? No, no. Now, let me tell you what's a valid break of structure. Let me show you what a valid break of structure is. Faith, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please let me know. If you can see my screen, let me know. Okay, let's believe you can see my screen. So when you say a break of structure, okay, now let's say this candlestick. Let me try to color this candlestick. Let me show you something. I'm trying to give a color to this candlestick. Pardon me. Okay, it's good you can see my screen. I'm trying to draw. Just give me a second. I'm trying to draw this. I think my this thing is not. Ooh, give me a second, please. Trying to adjust this. Okay, now you see this here. Let's say this is a candlestick, okay, and then another candlestick comes up like this. Okay, another candlestick comes up like this, but it has a wick. It has a wick like this. Let me bring this down. Okay, so when this happens like this, okay, when it happens like this, we don't call it structure. Okay, so a break of structure with a wick above the previous high, okay, because this is the high, okay, this is the previous high. So there was a pullback, okay. Now when the next of the previous high, not with a wick. If it happens with a wick, then it's not a complete pull, not a complete break of structure. Okay. Now let me show you. Let me show you. Now, do you see my own break of structure? Let me name it well. This is what I call a break of structure. Okay. Can you see? This is what I call a break of structure. Why do I call it a break of structure? You can see that this was a high. Okay. After the high, the pullback occurred. The next leg up closed with a full body candle above the previous high. That indicates that it's a break of structure. Okay. And because it's a break of structure, that's why you see price gave this pull and is going up. Where is it going up from? From this other block here. That's where price tapped into because of this break of structure. So a break of structure validates the fact that the buyers are still in play. Okay, so break of structure must always occur with a full body candle. But let me also show you something. Let me show you something, Faith. Now, you see this one here that happened like this. Okay, now you can see that the first candle actually closed with a wick above this high. Okay, the first candle closed with a wick above this high. Okay, close with a wick. Okay, now this shows that the buyers are not very strong. Okay, the buyers are not very strong. You see another one here, close with a wick. Okay, you see this one here, it closed now close with a full body. The last one. Okay, so it's more like an indication that the buyers are not very strong to take price all the way up. Okay, because if there was a complete break here, then this place would have been valid. Okay, but I don't blame that fact because price is actually reacting from a breaker block here. But all the same, a break of structure must occur with a full body candle above the previous key level. Whether it's a break to the downside or a break to the upside, it must be with a full body candle. A full body candle confirms that yes, it's a complete and a valid break of structure. I hope that makes sense, Faith. So a break of structure must occur with a full body candle above the previous high or the previous low. So if it's a break to the upside, it must close above a previous high with a full body candle. If it's a break to the downside, it must close with a full body candle above the previous low. So Olu said, what is the good leverage for trading? Now, talking about leverage in trading, okay, it's a very vast topic, but I'm going to brief you. Now, high leverage exposes you to quick liquidation. Okay, when you leverage more, you tend to get liquidated even before price hits your stop loss. So I think on a small account, always look out for leverage around, let's say 10x, 20x leverage at least. Okay, but for me, what I use mostly is 50 to 100x. Please don't use it, guys. Don't use my leverage size. Okay, it's based on my account size and where I trade and all of that. Okay, so leverage, is a huge topic. So if you subscribe for our course, okay, it's something you should get a full detailed information on how to use your leverage in futures trading and even all of that. Now, to surprise you, I can use high leverage, okay, in futures trading, and then I might escape liquidation somehow, but it's kind of going to be like a wow to you. But yes, there's certainty for that. But that's something that you're going to get on subscribed, version of this whole thing. So if you haven't gotten a subscription yet, please go and do that. We're on a very big discount, guys. I think you wouldn't get this anywhere. This discount sale is something you shouldn't miss out on. Okay, imagine paying $299 for a year. I mean, $29.90 for a year, guys. It's already a 90% discount, so you shouldn't miss out. It's ending pretty soon. Just in a couple of days, it's going to be over. So I think you shouldn't miss this opportunity. Come in. So, guys, that is it. Thanks for today's live stream. Come in. Who is that? Sorry, guys. Okay, that's it for today's live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you all. And do well to join me again tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. Lagos time. And trust me, tomorrow is going to be an insightful live stream. Yes, tomorrow is going to be a very, very insightful live stream. And on tomorrow's live stream, I'm going to run a giveaway. Okay. I'm going to run a giveaway on tomorrow's live stream. So don't miss out, guys. Invite your friends, bring people on board, and trust me, it's going to be something that will worth your time and all of that. So tomorrow live stream is going to be very, very, awesome, very super, and I'm going to do some giveaway for you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you all. It's been an insightful live stream. See you guys on tomorrow's live stream. And for the trades I talked about, if you're in for it, I'll drop some entries. But remember, it's not a financial advice. You're free to ignore. And if you should take the trade, please manage your risk. Thanks, guys. I remain your very best, Marv Crypto. See you guys shortly. Thank you. I'm gonna drop a BTC view on the 1 day time frame on the charts on the WhatsApp group or 4 hours time frame, whichever one I feel very okay to it. So you can use that to take trades. Just a takeaway stuff for you. If you're trading, okay, and you always look at higher time frames like 1 hour, 1 day and 4 hours time frame. Whenever price taps into a key level on these higher time frames, you can make a lot of money with it. But I leave you with that, guys. Those who have the paid version of our course, who are subscribed already, this is something we're going to work on once we begin fully. So, thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. It's been a great live stream. Talk to you soon.